Welcome to our channel, where every coin tells a story and some state quarters can be worth a fortune. From rare errors to hidden gems, these coins could turn your spare change into serious cash. Make sure to watch till the end so you don't miss the most valuable one. Let's uncover the ones you should be looking for. Some coins look ordinary at first glance, but when you take a closer look and learn their background, you find they have an interesting story. That's the case with the 1999 Delaware State Quarter. Many people have seen it, spent it, or set one aside when the state quarters first started appearing, but certain examples have gained the attention of collectors for how much they can sell for today. This coin is special because it was the very first release in the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program. This program began in 1999 and continued for 10 years, issuing 5 new state designs each year in the order the states joined the Union. Delaware came first because it was the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution, doing so on December 7, 1787. Being the first in the series gave this coin a place of importance from the very start. The design on the reverse shows Caesar Rodney on horseback. Rodney was a delegate from Delaware during the Revolutionary period. In 1776, he made a ride of over 80 miles to Philadelphia to cast a deciding vote in favor of American independence. The image on the coin shows him during that historic ride, and the inscriptions, Caesar Rodney, Delaware, and the first state, clearly identify the coin's subject. The design is simple but connects directly to Delaware's role in U.S. history. The obverse features the familiar portrait of George Washington, originally created by John Flanagan and slightly modified for the State Quarter series. The year 1999 appears at the bottom, along with the mint mark showing where the coin was struck. The Delaware State Quarter was produced at 3 mints. The Philadelphia Mint coins carry the P mint mark, the Denver Mint coins carry the D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint made proof versions for collectors. The San Francisco coins came in 2 types, clad proofs made of copper nickel, and silver proofs containing 90% silver. Circulating coins were made from copper nickel clad, giving them durability for everyday use. When it comes to value, condition is one of the most important factors. Most of these quarters found in change have been in circulation for many years and show signs of wear such as scratches, small dents, and loss of luster. These coins generally remain worth only face value. However, coins that were never circulated and still have their original sharp details and bright finish are much more appealing to collectors. Professional grading services evaluate coins and assign them a grade. A Delaware quarter in a very high grade, such as MS-68 or higher, is extremely difficult to find because even small imperfections can lower the grade. The highest quality coins are the ones that can bring in the strongest prices at auctions. Another factor that can increase value is the presence of minting errors. While the majority of Delaware quarters were made correctly, a small number left the mint with mistakes. These can include double die varieties where parts of the design appear doubled, off-center strikes where the design is not aligned correctly, or die cracks where raised lines appear on the coin due to damage to the die. Coins struck on the wrong planchet, such as a blank intended for another denomination, are even rarer. These errors are accidental, but they can make a coin much more desirable to collectors. The Delaware Quarter remains a favorite among collectors because it marked the beginning of one of the most popular U.S. coin programs in history. It also serves as a reminder of the late 1990s when people all over the country began checking their change for new state quarters. Many kept these coins in albums or jars, hoping to complete the full series. Today, finding a Delaware quarter in perfect uncirculated condition is not easy. The majority have been used in everyday transactions, and years of handling have taken away the fine details and clean surfaces. This makes top-grade examples stand out even more in the market. One outstanding example of the 1999 Delaware State Quarter, in exceptional condition and with strong collector appeal, recently sold for $68,000. Its high grade, combined with its position as the first coin in the State Quarter program, made it highly desirable and valuable to the buyer. It's a reminder that sometimes the coins we've overlooked for years can hold surprising potential, especially when preserved in top condition. While not every Delaware quarter will be worth a fortune, checking for sharp details, lack of wear, and possible minting errors can make all the difference. So if you come across a Delaware quarter in excellent condition, it's worth taking a closer look. It could be an ordinary coin, or it could be one of those rare pieces that collectors are willing to pay a premium for. For collectors, this coin represents more than just its value. It's the starting point of one of the most popular coin series in U.S. history and a lasting symbol of how everyday change can become a sought-after collectible. Keeping an eye on coins like this is always worthwhile, because you never know when a simple quarter might turn out to be something special. Next up, we have a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but in reality, it carries a history and uniqueness that turns it into something far more than loose change. We're talking about a remarkable Washington quarter, a piece that many people have unknowingly passed over without realizing its hidden value. This coin isn't just about its monetary worth, it's a window into the minting practices, economic climate, and craftsmanship of its era. The Washington quarter was introduced in 1932, intended to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the years, it went through subtle yet significant design changes, shifting compositions, and even a few mistakes that collectors now chase passionately. This particular quarter comes from a time when the U.S. Mint was operating at full steam, yet occasionally, small anomalies slipped past quality control. These anomalies, whether they were planchet errors, double dies, or mint mark irregularities, are what transform an everyday coin into a sought-after treasure. Many of these rare examples were minted in smaller batches or under unique circumstances, meaning their survival numbers today are extremely low. When we talk about rarity, we're talking about scarcity in both numbers and condition. It's one thing for a coin to be old, it's another for it to survive decades without being heavily worn or damaged. Collectors often say that condition is king, and that's certainly true here. A coin with sharp details, clear lettering, and an unblemished surface can leap dramatically in value compared to a worn version of the exact same date and mint mark. This quarter has been the subject of much fascination because it possesses features that set it apart from the millions of other coins struck in the same year. Small details in its strike and the preservation of its surfaces tell a story of careful handling, or perhaps sheer luck in avoiding circulation for so long. To hold such a coin in your hand is to touch a piece of American history. You can almost imagine the era it came from, the pockets it might have passed through, or the drawers where it sat untouched for decades. It's that tangible connection to the past that makes coin collecting so much more than a numbers game. For anyone curious where to begin, look at the rim and the fields first. Those are often the quickest signs of whether a coin has been handled heavily or kept safe. Check the mint mark location and compare it to reference photos if something looks off. Many valuable varieties are discovered because the mint mark or lettering is slightly different. If you find a coin that looks unusually sharp or shows doubling, photograph it clearly and consult a reputable collector forum or dealer before deciding to sell. Proper storage matters too. Acid-free flips, a cool dry place, and minimal handling with bare hands will keep a high-grade coin from losing value over time. Many collectors also build relationships with grading services and dealers. A professional grade can validate a coin's condition for serious buyers, and sellers often get much higher prices when a coin is encapsulated by a trusted grading company. Auctions are another route. Presentation, provenance, and the story behind a coin can all push prices higher when the right bidders are in the room. It stands as a reminder that history can hide in plain sight, sometimes in your change jar, sometimes in the bottom of an old desk drawer. Small discoveries like this often spark a love of collecting that lasts a lifetime. One find leads to another, and before long someone's spare-time hobby becomes a serious pursuit. After thorough evaluation, the most pristine examples of this particular quarter have been known to command up to $58,000 in the numismatic market. That's right, something once worth 25 cents can now be valued at a sum that could pay for a brand new car, a year of college tuition, or even a once-in-a-lifetime vacation. Coins like this don't just represent monetary gain, they're a testament to the artistry, history, and serendipity of collecting. Each one is a survivor of its time, a tangible link to the nation's past, and a silent storyteller for those who take the time to listen. That's a life-changing amount for a coin that many people might unknowingly carry in their change jar. Imagine turning something so small into such a huge payday. It's almost like striking gold without ever stepping foot in a mine. This is exactly why coin collecting has such a devoted following. Every find is a mix of history, mystery, and possibility. And remember, valuable coins aren't always gleaming and perfect. Sometimes, the rarest finds have signs of age, circulation marks, or tiny minting errors that make them unique. A small detail overlooked by many can be the very thing that turns an ordinary-looking coin into a collector's dream. If this coin has taught us anything, it's that we should never underestimate what might be sitting in our pockets, wallets, or old jars tucked away in the attic. Treasure isn't always buried deep underground, sometimes, it's hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right person to recognize its worth. So next time you get change, take a closer look. Who knows? You might just be holding the next record-breaking coin, and your story could be the one inspiring collectors all over the world. The next coin in our journey through America's fascinating state quarter series takes us to the heart of the Midwest, where rolling prairies meet the towering skyline of a modern city and where history is deeply woven into the land itself, the 2003 Illinois State Quarter. This coin doesn't just represent a state, it tells a story of pioneers, leaders, and dreams that shaped the nation. Illinois, known as the Land of Lincoln, carries with it a legacy of ambition and resilience. The quarter's design captures that spirit perfectly, drawing in collectors not just for its aesthetic appeal but also for the rich history it represents. It's a piece that blends art, heritage, and craftsmanship in a way that speaks to both casual observers and serious numismatists. In your hands, this coin would instantly stand out. The reverse side shows a young Abraham Lincoln, carrying a book, walking through a field, a symbolic nod to his humble beginnings and relentless pursuit of knowledge. It's a moment frozen in time, one that reminds us that even the greatest leaders often start with very little except determination. Behind him, the outline of Illinois frames the scene, with a rising skyline to one side and the Mississippi River winding its way across the background. This combination of rural and urban imagery shows the dual identity of Illinois, a state deeply rooted in agriculture, yet also home to one of the most dynamic cities in the country. 13 stars circle the composition, representing the original colonies, reminding us how Illinois became part of a larger story. Every line and detail in this design speaks to an era of progress and determination, from the texture of Lincoln's clothing to the fine lines of the river's curve. But to truly appreciate the 2003 Illinois quarter, you need to step back in time. The year 2003 marked its official release as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. This was a groundbreaking initiative by the Mint, not only in terms of design variety but also in capturing the public's imagination. Illinois was the 21st state admitted to the Union, and its coin came with a striking blend of history and modernity. Produced in both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, as well as improved sets from San Francisco, the Illinois quarter was minted in the millions for circulation. Yet, as with all coins, not all are created equal, and it's those small differences that turn an ordinary quarter into something extraordinary. Collectors quickly noticed that while the Illinois quarter was abundant in everyday change, certain mint errors were emerging that made specific pieces rare. Some had double die obverse or reverse details, giving them a shadowed, almost ghost-like appearance in the lettering or design. Others had off-center strikes, where Lincoln's figure appeared slightly shifted or the state outline wasn't perfectly aligned. A few coins even displayed partial collar errors, creating an unusual rim that instantly caught the eye of sharp-eyed enthusiasts. There were also reports of quarters struck on different metal planchets intended for other denominations, the kind of minting oddity that sends collectors into a frenzy. These oddities, when preserved in pristine condition, became highly sought-after treasures, the type of coins that rarely see the light of day outside of collections. The connection to Abraham Lincoln also boosted its desirability. Lincoln isn't just a state hero, he's a national icon whose image and legacy are tied to the very idea of perseverance. The young, book-carrying Lincoln on this quarter serves as a reminder of self-education and determination, traits that resonate deeply with people far beyond Illinois. It's no wonder that this design became a standout among the 50 State Quarter series, with many collectors making it a priority for their sets. Owning one feels like holding a small tribute to one of the most respected figures in American history. What really sets the rarest Illinois quarters apart is condition. Those graded at the highest levels, mint state 68 or 69, by professional grading services are exceedingly difficult to find, especially with flawless luster and sharp strike. These top-grade examples almost seem to glow, their surfaces free from the tiny nicks and abrasions that everyday circulation brings. Under magnification, the fields are smooth, the design is razor-sharp, and the coin almost looks freshly minted. Holding one feels like stepping back to the exact moment it left the mint, untouched by time or wear. Imagine finding one of these in your spare change, a coin with such historical significance, minted in the millions, but your particular piece happens to be a near-perfect specimen, or one with a rare error. The odds are slim, but that's what makes the hunt exciting. Many collectors started their journey with a simple find like this, and years later, those same coins remain centerpieces of their collections. The Illinois quarter, in particular, continues to hold the attention of the collecting community, even 2 decades after its release, because it perfectly blends design beauty with the possibility of hidden rarity. And now for the highlight, the coin value. In the right circumstances, a rare error Illinois state quarter from 2003, preserved in exceptional condition, can be worth $55,000. That is a staggering leap from its humble 25-cent face value, and it's a testament to how scarcity, condition, and collector interest can combine to create something truly valuable. Moving on to the 2020 USA State Quarter from the Salt River Bay National Historical Park and Ecological Preserve, a coin that, on the surface, might seem modern and ordinary, but beneath that shimmering metal lies a blend of history, nature, and artistry that makes it stand out in the numismatic world. This quarter wasn't just minted as a piece of currency, it was crafted as a miniature tribute to one of the most ecologically and historically rich locations in the United States Virgin Islands. When you first hold one in your hand, the design instantly draws your eye, those delicate mangrove seedlings rising from the water, their thin roots anchoring into the seabed, the gentle ripples captured in fine detail. It's a scene that almost breathes, telling the story of life, resilience, and balance in an ecosystem that has been evolving for centuries. The artist's intention wasn't just to make a nice picture, it was to freeze in time a natural wonder that, without care, could vanish in the coming decades. The Salt River Bay area itself is a site where history and environment meet in a rare harmony. Long before it became a national historical park, this was a place where early indigenous peoples thrived, where European explorers arrived in the 1400s, and where colonial powers clashed. The waters have witnessed centuries of trade, migration, and even conflict. Imagine, a small inlet surrounded by mangroves, holding secrets from both the age of sail and the untouched natural world. When the U.S. Mint decided to honor it in the America the Beautiful Quarters program, they knew it had to be a design that captured both its quiet beauty and deep significance. The year 2020, however, was no ordinary year for coin minting. The pandemic disrupted mint schedules, production numbers, and distribution patterns. This meant that certain mint runs, including some Salt River Bay quarters, ended up in much lower quantities than originally planned. Some were struck with slightly different metal characteristics due to adjustments in supply. A handful even show minor variations and faint dye polishing marks, which eagle-eyed collectors quickly began to notice. These little differences might not mean much to someone buying a soda with it, but to a numismatist, they can transform a simple 25-cent coin into a rare treasure. Collectors were initially cautious, after all, this was a brand new coin. But as reports started surfacing of unusually well-preserved uncirculated examples and unique dye varieties, interest spiked. People began searching through fresh rolls from banks, hoping to catch a flawless one before it ever touched circulation. The pristine, mirror-like fields of some coins, combined with the high-relief details on the mangrove design, made them irresistible to grading services. High-grade examples began earning top-tier designations, and that's when the market for this quarter really started heating up. Now, imagine finding one of these gems in your pocket change, a coin that looks almost untouched, with every ripple in the water and every curve of the seedling sharply defined. It's the kind of find that sends a rush of excitement through any collector. And when such coins change hands privately, they don't sell for pocket change, far from it. Today, an exceptional example of the 2020 Salt River Bay quarter, in near-perfect condition with all the right characteristics, has been known to reach an incredible coin value of $32,000 in the right collector's market. That's right, a modern quarter, just a few years old, worth more than some classic gold coins, all because of rarity, condition, and collector demand. Just think about it for a moment. A coin most people would casually hand over at the store could actually be worth as much as a brand new car or a dream vacation. It's almost like finding treasure in plain sight. When you hold a rare coin like this, you're not just holding metal. You're holding history, craftsmanship, and a hidden value that most will never notice. It's the kind of find that makes collectors' hearts race, and once you know what to look for, you'll never see your spare change the same way again. Picture this. You're at a gas station, you buy a snack, the cashier gives you a quarter back in change, and without realizing it, you've just been handed something worth tens of thousands of dollars. That's the magic of coin collecting, the thrill of the unknown and the joy of discovery. Every small detail, the year, the design, the shine, and even the tiniest minting error, can be the difference between an ordinary coin and one that can change your day, your month, or even your life. So, before you toss that change into a jar or let it disappear into your couch cushions, take a closer look. Inspect it. Appreciate it. Because that little disc of metal might just be your hidden jackpot. And remember, coins like these remind us that sometimes, the most valuable things are right in front of us, waiting for the right person to notice their worth. And that wraps up our journey through today's lineup of incredible coins. Every one of them tells a story, of history, artistry, and the thrill of finding something extraordinary in the most unexpected places. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, thank you for spending your time with me today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell so you never miss our next coin discovery, and give this video a like if you found it interesting. Share it with fellow collectors or anyone who loves uncovering hidden treasures.